Hello everyone and welcome to Insights with Arselane. Today we'll explore global revenue trends and customer behavior. This analysis aims to inform stakeholders by giving them valuable insights and information about our revenue trends and customer financial behavior. I have prepared four key charts, each offering a unique perspective and focused on answering each demand given by our stakeholders. Before diving into the analysis, I wanted just to explain briefly my analysis process where I started by cleaning the data by the removal of null values using Power Queries, and then I created visualizations to understand the data. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Here we have the view number one, which is the pulse of time, where we can analyze our yearly revenue. There are clear seasonal patterns in the data. Revenue appears to be higher in the fourth quarter here between October and December, likely due to holiday spendings. It also seems to be higher in May, potentially due to spring shopping. On the other hand, revenue appears to be lower in January and February, which represent possibly the holiday spending slowdown. There is also some interesting fluctuations throughout within each month. For example, here in February, there seemed to be a dip in revenue in the middle of the month and then a recovery at the end. This could be due to specific events or promotions. To dig deeper into the reasons behind these trends, we need to take a look to additional data such as sales data or marketing and promotional activity. By analyzing this additional data, we can gain a better understanding of the reasons behind the seasonal trends and monthly fluctuations in revenue. Let's take now a look at the view number two, which is the powerhouse players. This view aims to spotlight and to shine a spotlight on the top 10 countries leading in terms of revenue generations and quantity sold. Since we are excluding the UK revenue at our CMO demand, the total revenue for all countries shown here is 1.5 million. The Netherlands takes the top spot with a revenue of 276k, representing a roughly 20.9%, of the total revenue of these countries. Following the Netherlands are Ireland, Germany, and France, with contributing around 20.6, 16.9, and 15.1% of the total revenues, respectively. The data seem to suggest a positive correlation between revenue and quantity for most countries. For instance, the Netherlands here, with the highest revenue, also has the highest quantity value. Likewise, Ireland and Germany, with significant amounts of revenue contributions, also have correspondingly high quantity values. However, there are some exceptions, like here in France. For example, it has a relatively lower quantity value compared to its revenue. It might be suggesting that it has higher average order values compared to other countries. Let's take now a look to the view number 3, which is pretty similar to the powerhouse players, which were countries in the last view, but just here it is the top 10 customers by revenue. With a total revenue of 9.8 million for the company, the top 10 customers are generating almost 2 million, which would equate to approximately 19.65% of the revenue. While the top 10 customers still contribute significant portions of the company's revenue, it indicates a more diversified customer base, which can be seen as a positive attribute in terms of mitigating risks associated with over-reliance on a few clients. Revenue distributions. Here we can see that the gap between the top 10 customers might still be noteworthy, but it's important to analyze this distribution across the entire customer base to understand the overall revenue pattern. Remember, because a single data point like the top 10 customers provides like very limited insights, and a comprehensive analysis involving the entire customer base and other relevant factors will yield more valuable and actionable findings. So finally here with the fourth view, we have the beyond the borders, zooming out to explore demand across different regions. We are still excluding the UK from the data here also. Overall demand, and here we are trying to understand the overall demand distribution across the world. So the top countries here, as we can see, are the Netherlands, Ireland, Germany, and France, who lead the pack with the highest quantity sold, and each contributing significantly to the overall demand. There is also a regional trend. Western Europe seems to be a strong market with several countries in the top ranks. Notably, Australia and the Nordics also shown promising demands, suggesting a potential expansion opportunities beyond the Western European hub. Lower demand regions are Eastern Europe and Asian countries, where they seem to have relatively lower demand in. However, it is crucial to consider other factors like population size, market saturations when we are trying to interpret these kind of figures so we can have a better understanding. We can think also about a focus on solidifying our presence in Western Europe, particularly in the top performing countries. We can also consider expanding into Australia and the Nordic countries where demand seems promising. We can try to understand why the Eastern European countries and Asian markets are having this low demand. So, with all with all of this said, we come to the end of our presentation, and in closing, I wanted to to say that we were able to paint a clear picture here by this analysis where we found that the demand champions are Netherlands, Ireland, Germany, and France. Emerging opportunities are Australia, Nordic Balkan, and the European, the Eastern European countries and Asia countries are countries where there is still potential. As for the actions that we might take considering the data, we can firstly solidify our top markets. Secondly, explore promising regions, and we need to prepare ourselves to adapt to market shifts. Thank you for listening.